Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are safe and healthy at home. And yes, I know you all are missing your new session in school. But don't you worry, we are here with the new amazing video. Okay kids, tell me one thing. How many of you love to do your homework? Tell me honestly, how many of you? I know. Some of you will say, I don't like homework at all. But some will say, yes, we love to do it. So, every child has a different answer. Today, we are going to take up an interesting story. And this story is about a small boy who is of your age. And his name is Patrick. So, the lesson today we are going to read is Who Did Patrick's Homework? Yes, what is the name? Who Did Patrick's Homework? And it is written by Carol Moore. The chapter is taken from your English book Honeysuckle for grade 6. Now, tell me from the title of the chapter, what guess can you make? Who is going to do his homework? Any guess? And when you get a lot of homework, you also try to find somebody to help you out or to do your homework completely, right? In this story also, Patrick seeks help. Let's see what the story is all about. Are you ready with me? Okay, let's get started. So, this story has been presented beautifully by the writer. In this story, a boy called Patrick, who is of your age, gets inspired and motivated to do his homework by a special character in the story. The name of the character is an elf. So, it sounds interesting. So, without a delay, let's get started. The story goes like this. Patrick never did homework. Too boring, he said. He played hockey and basketball and Nintendo instead. His teachers told him, Patrick, do your homework or you won't learn a thing. And it's true. Sometimes he did feel like an ignoramus. But what could he do? He hated homework. Then one day, he found his cat playing with a little doll. And he grabbed it away. To his surprise, it wasn't a doll at all, but a man of the tiniest size. He had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches and a high, tall hat, much like a witch. He yelled, Save me! Don't give me back to that cat! I'll grant you a wish. I promise you that. So students, let's understand. In this story, a boy called Patrick, he never did his homework. Why? Because he found doing his homework very boring. Instead of doing homework, he always played games like hockey, basketball, and some video games like Nintendo. Also, his teachers used to say him that Patrick, please complete your homework, otherwise you will never learn anything. Patrick also realized this thing, that homework is important. But he feels like an ignoramus. What is the meaning of ignoramus? It means an ignorant person who lacks education. He felt that not doing his homework can make him dull and he will not learn anything. But his problem is that he hated homework. So what's the solution? Let's see. One day he found that his little cat was playing with the little doll. Patrick had a cat, and he found that his cat was playing with the doll. Patrick quickly took that doll from the cat. But Patrick was surprised. It was not a doll. Then what was it? Tell me. It was an elf. Do you know what is an elf? Can you look at the picture? An elf is the tiniest sized man. Elf is a man of the tiniest size. So, when Patrick held that man, Patrick first thought that it is a doll. But when he held that man in his hand, he was surprised that it was not a doll. It was an elf. And in the picture you can see, how does he look? The elf had a little wool shirt with old-fashioned breeches. Breeches means short trousers, pants. And also he was wearing a high, tall hat like that of a witch. What was the elf saying? He requested Patrick to save him from the cat, because the cat was playing with the elf, and elf felt that his life is in danger. Also, elf promised Patrick that he will grant him any wish. Oh wow! Can you see that? Elf, in order to save his life, I will fulfill your wish. Whatever you desire, I can do that for you. That's something really interesting. So before we move, let's have a look at new words. First is Nintendo. What do you mean by Nintendo? It's a video game. Next, ignoramus. Ignoramus means an ignorant person who lacks education. Next is grab. Grab means to hold something. For example, when we play cricket, we quickly grab the ball. In this chapter also, Patrick grabbed the little elf. Next word is breeches. Breeches means short trousers. Next is yelled. Yelled means gave a short cry. I hope the meanings for the new words are clear. Now let's move ahead. Patrick couldn't believe how lucky he was. Here was the answer to all of his problems. So he said, only if you do all my homework till the end of the semester, that's 35 days. If you do a good enough job, I could even get A's. The little man's face wrinkled like a dishcloth thrown in the hamper. He kicked his legs and doubled his fist. He grimaced and scowled and pursed his lips. Oh, am I cursed? But I'll do it. So children, what happens? Now Patrick is very lucky. He feels that he's the luckiest boy on the earth. He feels that he has got solution to all his problems. How? All his problems were related to his homework. Yes. And as per the promise made by the elf, he has to grant Patrick a wish. So, Patrick asked him to do all his homework, and that too till the end of his semester. That is till 35 days. Patrick also said that he has to do his homework nicely so that Patrick could get A grades. How clever is Patrick? Can you see? But what about that poor elf? The little elf was in trouble now. Why? Because he was an elf. And how could he do Patrick's homework? He tried to revoke and to resist. But no use. He kicked his legs and also showed his expression as if he was in great trouble. However, he had no choice and he agreed to do Patrick's homework. He thought that it was like a curse for him. Curse means something very bad. But he was left with no choice as he has made a promise to Patrick because Patrick has saved his life from his cat. So that poor elf agreed to do Patrick's homework. Let us find some new words. First is lucky. Lucky means fortunate. We have read that Patrick was lucky enough. Next, problems. Problems means difficulties. Next word is semester. Start underlining in your books with me. Very good. Semester means a half or a quarter term in school or university. Next is dishcloth. A cloth used for washing dishes. Hamper. A basket with a lid. Next, grimaced and scowled, pursed his lips. This shows that his face had these expressions showing anger, disgust and disapproval. It means Alf was not ready for this. Next word is wrinkled. It means slight folds on skin because of old age. Another word is cursed. Cursed means ill-fated. Let's move ahead. And true to his word, that little elf began to do Patrick's homework. Except there was one glitch. The elf didn't always know what to do and he needed help. Help me, he would say. And Patrick would have to help in whatever way. I don't know this word, the elf squeaked while reading Patrick's homework. Get me a dictionary. No, what's even better? Look up the word and sound it out by each letter. Now in this paragraph, kids, what is happening? Let's see. Keeping his words, the elf started doing his homework. But sometimes he needed help as he didn't know all the things. Because he is an elf and he did not know the study pattern of Patrick. Then Patrick had to help him every time. Sometimes while reading Patrick's homework, the elf would say, "Please read aloud. I don't know the meaning. Go get a dictionary and find out the meaning and help me out." And also, he would ask Patrick to identify each letter by sound to say the word aloud. Can you get something? It means Alf was not able to do Patrick's homework. He always asked Patrick for his help. Let's understand some of the new words. First word is glitch. Glitch means a fault in a machine that prevents it from working properly, or a problem. Alf, we all know, a supernatural creature. Next is squeaked, means cried aloud. Let's move ahead. When it comes to maths, Patrick was out of luck. What are times table? The Alf shrieked. We elves never need that. And addition and subtraction and division and fractions. Here, sit down beside me. You simply must guide me. Elves know nothing of human history. To them, it's a mystery. So the little elf, already a shouter, just got louder. Go to the library. I need books. More and more books. And you can help me read them too. Now, students, see the elf. How smart he is. He says that he is an elf. So, he does not know anything about human education system. The elf knew nothing of maths. All the concepts of maths were completely strange and odd for him. Patrick was unfortunate in this matter. The elf explained that elves never needed mathematical concepts like addition, subtraction, division, and fraction. He told Patrick to sit next to him to guide. Even he said that he knew nothing about human history. It was completely strange to him. Thus, he screamed at Patrick to visit the library and to get him more and more books, and also asked Patrick to read them out. So, students, do you think that elf is really helpful? Or is he helping him out? I don't think so. Let's underline some of the new words. First word here is
mystery. Mystery means something that is difficult to understand.
I feel the story is becoming very interesting. Let's move ahead. Now, what happens? As a matter of fact, every day in every way, that little elf was a nag. Patrick was working harder than ever. And was it a drag? He was staying up nights and never felt so weary. Was going to school with his eyes puffed and blurry. Oh my God, what happened now? Actually, that little creature was either troubling, complaining, or asking Patrick to do something or the other all the time. Patrick was not able to sleep and was awake for nights together. He had never felt so tired before and was going to school with his dull-looking eyes. Puffed eyes means when you don't sleep properly, your eyes become little swollen. So, same thing is happening with Patrick now. Let us check out some of the new words. First here is nag. Nag means one who troubles someone all the time by complaining or asking to do something. Next is drag. Drag means something very dull here or uninteresting. Weary means extreme tiredness. Blurry, looking dull because of tiredness. Next, let's see what happens. Finally, the last day of school arrived, and the elf was free to go. As for homework, there was no more. So he quietly and slyly slipped out the back door. So what happened now? Finally, it was the last day of school. The elf had complete freedom to go, as there was no more homework. So, without speaking anything, in a secretive manner, very secretly, he moved out from the back door. Let's understand the new word here. Slyly means
secretively.
without telling anybody. Let's read further. Patrick got his A's. His classmates were amazed. His teachers smiled and were full of praise. And his parents wondered what had happened to Patrick. He was now the model kid who cleaned his room, did his chores, and was cheerful, never rude. Like he had developed a whole new attitude. Wow! So what happened now? Patrick scored A grade, students. His classmates were surprised.
And teachers appreciated him.
And his parents were trying to know, how can he be so perfect? What had happened to him? It was a big surprise for his friends, teachers, and parents. He became an exemplary kid who cleaned his room himself, did all his work, and became a happy child who was never rude and developed a complete new self and look. It means now Patrick has completely changed. He has become very responsible. Let us check out some of the new words. First here is kid. Kid means a child. Chores means the work that we do every day. Next, attitude, a feeling about something or someone. Amazed means surprised. Let's read further. You see. In the end, Patrick still thought he had made that tiny man do all his homework. But I'll share a secret. Just between you and me. It wasn't the elf. Patrick had done it himself. So, kids, what do we learn? We conclude that Patrick still thought that all the homework was done by elf. Do you think in the same manner? No. Elf did nothing. Everything was done by Patrick himself. He worked really hard. Elf made him do real hard work. And that brought excellent results. Patrick got A grades. He became a model kid. So, the writer is saying that it's a secret. Elf did nothing for Patrick. But it was the Patrick who did everything by himself. I hope you have enjoyed this story. And also, it tells us that self-help is the best help. I would like to share that this story has presented magical realism. What do you mean by magical realism? It means something that it can be a magic. It's a belief. Let's sum up. A boy named Patrick hated doing homework. He was rather interested in playing games like hockey, basketball, and Nintendo. His teachers warned him to do his homework,
But somehow Patrick could not help it. One day, Patrick found his cat playing with the little doll. To his surprise, he found that the cat was in fact playing with a little man. It was an elf. Patrick saved Elf from his cat. However, in return, Patrick asked the little man to do his homework till the end of the semester. The little man had no choice except to agree to him. The elf began his work, but he always needed Patrick's help in doing the homework. The little man knew nothing about maths, history, or spellings. Every time, Patrick had to sit beside him and guide him. As a result, Patrick had to do much of hard work by waking up whole night. Finally, the last day of the school arrived and the elf was free to go. The homework was completed and to everyone's surprise, Patrick got A's in all subjects. His teachers, parents and classmates were amazed. He had now become a model kid with a whole new attitude. Patrick thought that the elf did all his homework. But the truth is that it was only Patrick himself who did all his homework.
So now, after reading this interesting story, based on your understanding, let's try to answer few multiple choice questions. Are you ready? So the first one is, what did Patrick grab from the cat? Options are A, a mouse, B, a doll, C, an elf, or D, a ball. Yes, try and answer. I know you all know this. What is the correct option? Very good. It's C. Patrick grabbed an elf from the cat. Next, the elf granted Patrick a wish because he, options are A, saved his life from the cat, B, protected him from the wild beast, C, entertained the elf, or D, served him food to eat. Very good, students. I know you all can do this. What is the correct option? It's A. The elf granted Patrick a wish because he saved his life from the cat. Next, the elf needed Patrick's help in doing his homework because options are A, elf was very lazy, B, he was disinterested, C, he was not paid for doing Patrick's homework, and D, he did not know anything about education system of the humans. What is the correct option? We have read this in the chapter as well. The correct option is D. Alf needed Patrick's help in doing his homework because he did not know anything about education system of the humans. As he was an elf, so he has no knowledge of education system of the human beings. Next, who actually did Patrick's homework? Yes, very interesting. Options are A, Patrick himself, B, the elf, C. Patrick's friends, or D. None of the above? Yes, answer me. Who actually did Patrick's homework? What is the correct option? Think. Very good. It's A. Patrick himself did his homework. As we have read that self-help is the best help. So Patrick helped himself and completed his homework. Next. In the end of the story, Patrick turned out to be. Options are A. A lazy child, B. An arrogant child, C. A model child, and D. A naughty child. Tell me. In the end, Patrick turned out to be. What is the correct option? Very good. It's C. He turned out to be a model child, an exemplary child for all the other students. It is C. Next, match the following places with the things they are associated with. I hope you will enjoy this activity. In the two columns below, we have a list of places, and in another column, we have the things associated with these places. The first one is library. Then we have harbor, locker, orchards, and aquarium. Let's have a look at the things associated with them. A place where fruit trees are planted. Next, a place to keep the valuables. A place having a huge collection of books. A tank to keep fish. And a place to shelter the ships. Look at the columns and match the correct option. Yes, try. We all have heard these words like library, harbor, locker, orchards, and aquarium. Okay, try. Let's try the first one. What do you understand by the word library? Yes, it is associated with books. Very good. So, the correct answer is library, a place having a huge collection of books. Next word is harbor. We all have seen in our books, we have seen in certain movies, the picture of harbor. A harbor is a place to shelter the ships. You can match the correct answer. Next is locker. And I know we all know this word. What do you understand by this word and it is associated with? Find out. Locker means a place to keep the valuables. For example, your mother and father, they have a locker in the almirah, or even we take lockers in bank to keep our valuables, right? Next is orchards. Match up, find the correct answer. It's a place where fruit trees are planted. So orchards are associated with fruit trees. Last is aquarium. Yes, find the correct answer. Only one option is left now. Aquarium is associated with fish. It means a tank to keep fish. I hope you have enjoyed this activity. Let's move to another activity. In the chapter, Who Did Patrick's Homework? Patrick says that homework is too boring. The word too here shows some kind of emphasis. So, it is trying to show that something is very boring, right? Complete the following sentences. using the word to make it more meaningful. I'm reading out the sentences for you, and also the options, the words that you have to select are given in the box below. The first sentence is, I found this cartoon dash to control laughter. And the options given in the box are too loud, too interesting, too strong, too funny, and too difficult. Find out what can be the correct option, correct word. Let me help you out with this. I found this cartoon too funny to control laughter. Next, he feels this movie is dash to leave in between. Again, select the word from the given box and complete it. Next, she said that the exercises dash to solve. Find out. Another, they complained that the music is dash to hear. Try and find out. Start writing your answers. Make a guess and complete. Next, we believe this bundle of sticks is dash to break it down. Yes, try. Okay, let's check out what you have written. The first one has been already discussed. Second one, he feels this movie is too interesting to leave in between. Fine, you also do the same thing when you are watching your interesting movie and or a cartoon. You never want to leave that movie in between. So here comes the answer, too interesting. Next, she said that the exercises dash to solve. What can be the correct option from the given box? Is too difficult to solve. Next, they complain that the music is dash to hear. It means something very difficult to hear or very unbearable. So the correct option is too loud. Next, we believe this bundle of sticks is dash to break it down. It means something which we cannot break it down easily. So the correct option is too strong. Now, let's start another activity. Find the words from the given box that describe Patrick. We all have read about Patrick, and now we all know how he was, what he did. So here is a list of words. Choose the words that describe Patrick. The words are lazy, hardworking, careless, complaining, arrogant, disobedient, rude, and selfish. Think and find out. Try. Okay, let me try the first word for you. Tell me, students, do you think that he was lazy? What do you say about it? I believe that he was not lazy, but he disliked doing homework. So, think about all these words and write about Patrick by selecting the correct words. I hope you all can do this exercise, as we all know about Patrick. So, think about and select the words and write about Patrick. Also, I want you to tell me any cartoon character that is like Patrick of our story. Do you remember any character? Also write his name. That is just like our Patrick. Now, let's move to the last part of today's video.
So, draw a picture of an elf and color it. Before ending this video, one thing I would like to ask you all. If you were at Patrick's place, what wish would you have asked for from the elf? Think and write about it. I hope you all have enjoyed today's video and learnt a lot. So, till we meet next, stay healthy, stay safe, and happy learning.